David Marks, MBE, is Joint Managing Director at Marks Barfield Architects. The firm will be best known to you, I'm sure, as the architects of the London Eye. David was educated at the International School of Geneva. He studied architecture at Kingston Polytechnic for a year before going on to the Architectural Association. In 1981, David married Julia Barfield, a fellow architect also studying at the association. Between 1982 and 1989, David worked as a project architect for the Fosters Rogers. Julia worked for Fosters, for the Rogers Partnership. And in 1989, David and Julia co-founded their own architecture practice, Marks Barfield Architects. The Clapham-based firm has worked on a number of extremely high-profile architectural projects. In addition to the London Eye, amongst others, some notable projects include the World Sea Centre in Toulon, the Kew Gardens Treetop Walkway in Brighton, and the Spiral Cafe in Birmingham's Bullring Shopping Centre. Another landmark project, the British Airways I-360, a 162-metre observation tower on the seafront at Brighton, or on the Brighton Hove boundary, opened in August 2016. If you haven't been there, you need to go. If I had to define the work of Marks Barfield very briefly, I would say that it brings together technological innovation and sophistication with fun, which is a rare combination. I'm looking forward to hearing what David is going to say to us. David, the floor is yours.
Good morning, faculty, parents, friends, dignified guests, graduating class of 2017. I'm delighted and honored to have been asked to give you a brief address, and what an exciting day this is for all of you. I hope you've been inspired through your studies here to move through life and in life with enthusiasm or enthusiastic hearts and a clear sense of wholeness and direction. For my part, I was the first in my family to go to university. I came from Europe, but with a British father, I didn't think it was going to be a big problem to enroll in a British university. The problem was I wasn't accepted anywhere I applied. I wasn't considered good enough. But when I arrived in London and hooked my portfolio around the polytechnics and universities, and when I approached Kingston requesting an interview and showed them my portfolio, they saw something the others didn't and offered me a place. That was a lifetime ago, but I will be eternally grateful for the opportunity it gave me and the academic and professional path it set me on. In some ways, it feels like only yesterday that Julia Barfield, my wife, and I set up our architectural practice. In others, it feels like a long time ago. So much has happened. We've experienced so many changes in the world, as well as in our private lives. Today, virtually all our work is won through competition, although, ironically, our biggest project, our biggest success today, the London Eye, came out of a competition we didn't win. In fact, nobody won that competition, as the judges didn't think any of the entries were good enough. But history's shown that it was. As architects, we aim to put into practice the philosophy that good design has the power to improve people's lives and to transform the quality of the environment for the better. We work across many different sectors, from arts and culture to education, transport, offices, and the urban realm. It's wonderfully energizing to be engaged in so many different and varied projects, both in the UK and overseas. We focus on providing an architecture that is sustainable, imaginative, and a pleasure to experience. Dreaming, designing, and making real buildings and structures and environments we can all stand behind and feel proud of. We work very closely with talented engineers and other teams of consultants to make things better, to do more with less. And we don't necessarily wait for someone to ask us to help solve a particular problem. If we see something that we think needs to be done and we think we can offer a solution, we try to make it happen. We take an entrepreneurial approach, but very much with a triple or quadruple approach to the bottom line. It's not just about financial or economic profit, but equally about benefits to society, the environment, and future generations, your generation and the next. But today is not about me, nor about any of us up on this podium. It's about you. It's about all of you. Take a moment to look around you. Look at the person on your left, the person on your right, in front of you, behind you. You are inheriting the world, the whole of history, our place on earth, our place in time. All of it. Everything. Everything that's good, bad, ugly, and beautiful. What a responsibility. And you would be quite justified in asking my generation, what did you do? The reality is, not enough. We did what we could, or what we thought we could, maybe not all of us, but I like to think most of us, most of the time, or at least we tried. I'm not going to pretend it's easy. The challenges we have to face as a humanity are already huge and continuing to grow. Our generation almost certainly had it easier than you will. But I know, we know you can and will rise to these challenges. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. We're all part of a larger self. Put faith in yourselves and each other. Reject the calls of fear and blame. Help those left behind by globalization. Rewrite the rules of the economy so that the excesses of inequality and exploitative extractive industries or activities driving climate change and other inequities are halted, ideally reversed. These are not small challenges, but increasingly pressing. 48 years ago, on the 24th of December, 1968, Apollo 8 captured a picture of our blue planet rising above the barren moon's surface. It was called Earthrise. It is possibly the most influential photograph ever taken. It brought home to millions of people in an instant how vulnerable our small blue planet really is and how desperately we need to look after it better for the sake of all life on Earth. It was a global wake-up call. I'd like to leave you with that image, that photograph, that one picture in which you see the entire planet, one world, one race, one future, bound together. It's yours, and yours for the making. My father gave me lots of great advice during his life. One I never forget is, you don't have to take no for an answer. My advice to you is, be inspired problem solvers. Don't be afraid to surprise and delight, to shock and amaze. Today is a great day. It's a day that marks an important transition, your graduation. A day for all of you and for all of us to remember. Go forth with a skip in your step and love in your hearts. Well done to all of you.